No coffee break before we start.
What do you think is a joke that would be too serious?
Let me take you in the shed.
wait.
In the shed.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the InTheShed podcast. We're back here again. We're back here with another week. So let's get right into it. I like to start from the beginning. So let's start talking about your mornings again. I told you guys we'll come back to this subject. I've been really trying to improve my morning routine, I guess you could say. And the more I try to do that, the more I notice how important that is for the rest of my day. Kind of makes sense. They tell you start your morning with a high protein breakfast and that changes the rest of your day. They kind of mean that. And in many other aspects too. So, one of the many things I've been trying weekly or lately for the last couple of weeks, wake up and start chugging water, start drinking water. I'm trying to make it a goal of drink like a bottle of water before I leave my house. Shout out my supervisor, gave me that a little bit of advice that she does, and I was like, that sounds like a great idea. So I've been trying that for the last couple of days, and that kind of helps a lot. And like I feel better in the morning. I wake up faster. When you wake up, you're kind of drowsy. You're kind of like in and out of sleep. Helps me wake up faster. Like I'm kind of not so drowsy right when I wake up. After a couple of minutes drinking some water, it helps me with my stomach pain, which it makes sense now. But I never really thought about it that I wasn't drinking enough water in my morning or throughout the day. And it'll help you drink water throughout the day because you're getting started early on. You're supposed to drink like a gallon of water per day or something like that. So get the water on in the morning. I've noticed that my stomach's been more at ease. That weird feeling I get in the morning goes away quicker. Get some water in you before you caffeinate, before you drink some tea, before you drink some coffee. Because you're just stirring up the acid in there when you just go straight for the caffeine without getting some water in there first. Or even orange juice, man. Drinking orange juice, all that acid without getting some water in there. It's been a big help. You should try it out. Shout out you guys with the rough mornings. Try it out. Try to wake up and establish yourself in a state of inertia. You control your mindset. No one else controls your mindset. Only you control what comes in and out of your mind. The outside may try to interfere, but if you stay at rest, you will stay at rest as long as you don't let the outside interfere. That's what inertia means. Look it up. But think about it. Don't give the outside control of you. You're giving them power, whether it be a person, whether it be the outside world, whatever it is. Do they really have that much power over you? To a certain extent, they may be your boss, but not literally. They don't have power over you. So choose what you let in and choose what you let out. Don't lash out. Don't act emotionally in your situations. Always think ahead. Don't lash out. Always try to stay in inertia, state of peace, state of flow, state of a flow state, like they call it. Great advice there, I guess you could say. That's kind of like about I've been working with in my morning. It's been really helping. I've been waking up 5. I think I said that last time. Drinking my water, starting reading. I've been getting back to reading because I've been slacking. I told myself I was gonna read 10 books this year. I did 2 already, but we're on the 4th month, so I gotta catch up. I've been reading The Richest Man in Babylon. I'm on chapter 3, I think, so I gotta get pumping on that. Started reading it in the morning. Started drinking tea in the morning after I get my water in. Brew a little peppermint tea while I'm in the bathroom, and then come out of my shower, drink my peppermint tea. That helps me cool down my guts, so that helps with the stomach pain. Recommend that out there. Keep some peppermints on the sides. Peppermint tea, peppermint mints. Shout out peppermint mints. Left work last Friday, and Jabel, Haley, and I wanted to go to Chili's, so we stopped at a Chili's for happy hour. Had a couple drinks, had a good meal, delicious meal, small little meal. We didn't want to eat too much. We get a couple meals at work already, a couple pounds going up. Had a couple drinks. I think we had 2 drinks, couple margaritas. You already know. And we're about to head out. I'm ready to go home, relax, get a couple hours of sleep in, and I'm saying goodnight to them. Good night, Haley. Good night, Jabel. I'm like, what y'all about to do? It's Friday night. Y'all about to get down to something? Haley's going home. Jabel's like, oh, I'm about to do Uber Eats delivery. I said, bro, we just had 3 drinks. She was like, 3 drinks? All right, I'm fine. They were watered down anyway. They put mad ice in them drinks. I was like, bro, that is not what we mean, what we say. order some Uber after a couple of drinks. She did get home safe that night. I think she made $80 that night. But anyways. That same Friday at work, at the office, at the newsroom, talking to Emily. Not Emily C, but M. Talking to M, and M was telling Jabel and I about the little sleepover her kids had. Had two little boys, I think they're 10 years old and around there. They had a sleepover. So 10 other kids come over her house. Mom drop them off. 10 different families, I think. I don't think there were no siblings in there. 10 buck wild kids. She surprised them with goodie bags. I think she had Jabel make them for her. Candy in there, Nerf gun toys. They were ready for a great time. But before they got into that, she was like, let's go golfing. Took them to mini golfing. Took them to mini golfing. Had a couple funds. Had a lot of fun. Showed me videos, showed me pictures. But that's not what started it all. They get back to her house early in the night, and she lets them go wild, Go to the room, do your thing, candy, soda, Nerf gun, movies. Boys. 10-year-olds. All-nighters. She said she's never seen kids run around the house, shooting each other Nerf guns, shotgunning soda cans. What? This new generation is wild. She was like, what the fuck? Excuse my French. But she's like, you know what? Boys let boys be boys. Let them be. Boom. Stayed up all night. She said she had to get up 3 times. She was taking turns with her husband to tell him to calm down throughout the night. And then they're just wild. Stayed up all night playing video games, shooting each other Nerf guns, cracked out on sugar. Excuse the French again. And she says that the next day she wakes up. Husband's passed out on the couch watching them. Kids are everywhere in the house. There's a mess everywhere. One of her boys is bloodied on the nose because he gets nosebleeds. And I guess no one was there to help him. And bloody planes all over him. Nothing could stop the fun. Returns the boys to their moms. And the funniest part is that the next day she got pictures of each boy at their household just knocked during the day because they didn't sleep the whole night. Which is regular boy stuff. Throwback to that. Shout out the husband, knocked out on the couch. Took one for the team. Shout out Em and her husband. It's great parents right there. It's a lot of fun. Anyone seen that lady that took that dead guy to the bank? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It was I think it was her dead uncle. I saw this video this other day. This lady went to the bank. She had her dead uncle in a wheelchair, and she was trying to somehow get this body to sign off his assets to her. And the bank teller could tell something was going on. So I'm trying to recite this video. And he called the cops because he was like, something's going on. The dude is passed out in the wheelchair. His head is bobbing back and forth. How did she think she was going to get away with this? This video's been stuck in my head since I saw it. That is out of this world. Literally. This man is either looking up or looking down from wherever he's at right now. Rest in peace. And he's so disappointed. For his sake, let's say he's looking down from on top. Jesus is next to him, and they're both so disappointed in this lady. Oh, my Lord. We know where she's going. She's going to be looking up at us. That video really took me out. Speaking of uncles, last time I was in the Dominican Republic a couple years ago, we all got distant uncles, especially if you're Hispanic. Shout out my Hispanics that live in the hills, live in the campo, as we like to say. And there's always some weird stuff going on up there. You never see those type of people unless you really have to, especially funerals and stuff. So last time I was in DR, funeral action. This uncle, I'm afraid to call him my uncle now. Should probably never said he was my uncle. His uncle. Coffee break. His uncle starts going off a couple beers deep at the funeral. Starts going off about how he was sexually assaulted a couple years back, but he only noticed after it kicked in 3 days later. Listen, man. I don't know nothing about that stuff. He knows more than me, I guess. I don't think that's how that shit works. He said he went to the doctor after a couple days, and he asked the doctor, "Dude, I think there's something wrong. I'm losing the goose." And no, I didn't ask for no explanation. I booked my flight back home the next day. Fuck that. Nah, fuck that. Shout out all the uncles. If y'all got uncles, shout out the uncles. Shout out Gigi, my friend Gigi from Arizona. I was talking to her the other night through Discord. She's great. I've known her for a couple years. She just started a new job at a gunsmithing company. So shout out her. That sounds interesting. I don't know about y'all, but I don't mess with guns. If I gotta keep the blicky, I gotta keep the blicky. But I feel like if you stay strapped, you're gonna attract strapped. You know, more straps, other people with straps. You know, it's kind of the business you're gonna be in. But I don't know how that works if you work there. I don't know if the same rules apply. I don't know if that's the same kind of magnetism. But she started this new job at a gunsmithing company. So I guess from what she told me, her job is shooting at the gun range and helping get their guns together. I was looking at the website last night. She's working with some heavy material. These pistols are like Berettas at like $3,000, $2,000. She got like limited editions in there, so real deal type stuff. I don't know much about that. I only know what I be playing in squad when I be playing some squad. So shout out Gigi and her new job. Shout out Jake, her husband, and baby Liam, her son. Little cute baby, beautiful family she has. Speaking of babies, why is it that when babies are born, they look weird? Do you know what I mean? They look weird. I don't want to say deformed because you know some people say they're cute. To each their own, but they look odd. They're bizarre. They look like aliens, kind of. Why do they come out like that? And then after a couple weeks, a couple days, they like inflate like a balloon, and they look kind of normal. They kind of gather their shape and kind of what they're gonna look like for the rest of their life. Can someone? Is it just me? Like I love babies. They look super cute after 2 months, maybe. But when they're fresh out the oven, rough, man. They look like aliens. You'll think an alien ever like warped up next to a hospital, looked through the window, and was like, "Dude, that's one of ours." A newborn baby, fresh newborn baby. He's like, "That's one of ours." Took the baby, and on the way to the mothership was like, "Oh shit, this thing is crying. It's not one of ours," and just returned it back before anyone even noticed, and then baby turned green or something. I don't know. You don't think that ever happened? They look weird when they come out. Sometimes they got like bodily fluids on them. Whoa, let me not even get into that, man. I don't know nothing about no babies. Speaking of babies, the boy Charles on my shirt. I'm wearing the UFC shirt. It's fight night tonight. I got the belt here. I don't know if y'all noticed the belt. Little Du Bronx taking a break today because I got real Du Bronx on the shirt. But today's fight night. Diego Lopez, Volkanovski. I don't know when you guys are going to catch this video. If it's either going to go tomorrow or it's going to go on the week after. But I got a vid with Ina coming up, so I don't know which one I'm going to release first. I don't know what y'all ready for. But today is fight night. We got a crazy card going on tonight. Diego Lopez versus Volkanovski for the 145 title. Ilia Topuria is vacating. He's moving up to 155. He's trying to get that Islam fight. He's trying to fight Islam Makhachev, but Islam is ducking. Islam is such a duck, quack, quack. Oh, excuse me. I get too excited when I talk about UFC. But that boy Islam is trying to duck. He don't want the smoke. Topuria's pushing for that title fight because he's moving up from 145 to 155, and he's leaving his belt behind. He's going to drop his belt, let other people fight for it, so he can get the chance to the 155, which is what you're supposed to do. You don't want to hold the division down. And Islam is ducking him. He's saying that he needs to fight a contender before he could fight for the belt, which is like, dude, he's a undefeated champion, bro. You're going to get your ass knocked out, bro. Stop being... I'm not going to say he's a pussy because he's a professional fighter. He could beat my ass. But Volkanovski and Diego Lopez is not straight from the subject. I don't know, man. It's tough fight to call for tonight. Tough fight to call. Diego Lopez got crazy knockout power. He got submissions. He got Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He represents Brazil. He's also representing Mexico, which is great. Good for him. He's awesome. I think he's just shy of 30 years old. Either a little younger, maybe a little older. A couple years older. But he's on the come-up, rising contender. He might get this done. Volkanovski's a legend. He might be the GOAT of the 145 division. So I don't know. He lost by decision. That was his first loss in years to Islam, like about 2 years and a half ago, maybe 3 years ago. Then That was at 155. He was trying to become double champ, couldn't do it. That's what Ilya's trying to do right now, become double champ. Couldn't do it, Volkanovski back then. So he went back down and beat the shit out of Yair Rodriguez, which was great. It showed that he's still there. He didn't lose his step. But then Islam needs an opponent on short notice, in like 2 weeks' notice, and Volkanovski takes the fight when he was home on the couch. Fights Islam Makhachev at 155 pounds and gets knocked out by Islam. So he should have never done that. Champions should not be taking short notice fights in 2 weeks. Fuck that. You need a full training camp when you're fighting another champ like that. So gets knocked out by Islam, and then fights Ilia Topuria, and Ilia knocks him the fuck out. A lot of people are saying that it was a kind of like a lucky shot situation because Volk was coming from that knockout from Islam. A lot of people saying that might be a lucky shot because it was kind of like a short notice turnaround for Volkanovski, where he fought Ilia only like 4 months after getting knocked out by Islam. So people thought, or said the narrative was that his chin wasn't fully there, that he was still recovering, he shouldn't have taken that fight. And Ilia got monster KO power, so he knocked Volkanovski out, became the champion. People made all them excuses, so they said, yo, fight Max Holloway next. The next person that you could say is another GOAT of that division, who was a previous champion, who Volkanovski beat three times. 3 times Volkanovski beat him. So it's kind of like the runner-up of that division, GOAT status, previous champ. Ilia fights him. People thought there's no way he can knock Max Holloway out. Never been knocked out. Never been dropped in a UFC fight ever. Boom. Knocks him out, dude. Max Holloway has the record in UFCs for most strikes absorbed to the face without getting dropped. And Ilia pulled up. Young kid. He's like 27, 28. Knocks him out, dude. Jesus Christ, man. I'm here on my couch and Ilia's over there knocking people out. He's literally only like 3-4 years older than me. Maybe I shot training. Where was I? So yeah, so Ilia is a monster. Ilia is a monster. So he's moving up to 155. He vacates the belt and leaves Volkanovski, who's a legend at 145. So he deserves the rematch when he loses his belt like that. So they were gonna give him the rematch, but since Ilia's moving up, they're gonna have him fight for the vacant belt against Diego Lopez. It's gonna be a crazy fight tonight. Cannot wait for that. On the co-main event, we have Paddy Pimblett versus Michael Chandler. Oof, that's gonna be fireworks. Michael Chandler. Saw him fight live in November at Madison Square Garden. He went against Charles Oliveira. Charles du Bronx Oliveira. That was a great fight. Had a scare there on the 4th round, I believe, on the 5th round maybe. But Charles pulled through and beat his ass like we all knew he was going to. So Charles still #1 contender, he's gonna fight for the belt. Ilya doesn't fight for the belt. Hopefully we see that. Michael Chandler versus Paddy Pimblett. Michael got really crazy KO power. He gasses out early in the fight because he throws everything for the bleachers on the first round. So he gasses out quick. Paddy Pimblett, though, he also gasses out. He leaves his chin in the air, so he's bound to take a shot from Chandler. Can he eat one of those powerful shots? We don't know. He has good submissions on the ground. He does have some good power also, so he could catch Chandler. So Chandler is what I described as a glass cannon. Big power, can't take a hit. But really excited for the co-main event and the main event. The whole card is stacked. I don't have it pulled up, so I won't go over the other fights, and I won't bore you guys with that either. But tune in to watch the replays when you guys see this, and tune in to watch the UFC fights. Every Saturday night, we got some fight nights, some UFC pay-per-views sometimes. And I sound like I'm sponsored by them, but I'm not. I don't get paid by them. I plead the fifth on whether I even buy the pay-per-views, whether I even pay to watch them. I plead the fifth on that one. What else is going on? I'm going to go for a run tomorrow morning as I do on my Sunday runs. I go for my runs at around like 10:30, and while on my run, I usually end at like 1, so I'll check my phone at like 1 and be like, oh shit, episode got uploaded. I got the schedule going on at 12 on Sundays. Y'all peeping. And then I'm like, oh, let's see the feedback. And then I see y'all hitting me up. Shout out y'all. Shout out everybody that be watching. Make sure you're commenting, and subscribing, and make sure you don't miss an episode. Drop some feedback below. Let me know what you'll think. If y'all see the fights, drop some comments what y'all think. Let me know who got knocked out, what y'all thought on the fights. Any last thoughts before I let y'all go for the week? I'm about to go tune them in now. The prelims are about to start actually soon. Got the belt here. You already know that. Make sure to watch the episode with Enid. It's gonna be the first guest episode, an hour-long episode. So I can't wait for that. We had a lot of fun filming that one. We had our producer on set today. The producer's not here, but we had the producer on set when Enid was here. That was hilarious. Producer kept putting pictures of the conversation we were having on the screen, so that was fun. And yeah, hope y'all still like the setup. Got the belt going on. I'm gonna be switching out, a little situation here every week. I'm gonna try to surprise y'all with what's coming up next. But it's raining out today, so it's a little chilly on the shed today. One of these days, I'm gonna have to turn on the campfire maybe. But summer's approaching, so maybe we won't have to do that. But anyways, catch y'all next week, guys. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and bow, bat.